I'll give you an example of hypocrisy in society. You probably agree with men who use money to get women to like them. Hate women who use their bodies to get men's attention. I hate men who only use me to get something done quickly. Story time. A man used to chase money to make himself more attractive to women. He even married a hot girl. But when the recession hit, he lost his job and couldn't support his family. His wife didn't help him at all, and she even decided to leave him for another man she knew. 50% of married women say they have a backup plan, according to the numbers. Some people still don't understand why men would rather be alone than have headaches. Some women are very good at using their assets to get what they want, which is a sad fact. The phrase, "she's not yours, it's just your turn," is more real in romantic relationships than the moral decay that has occurred in the modern world, which is a comparison that sheds a lot of light on the subject. Some women are bold enough to assert that they are able to pull out their phones, call a man from their contacts list, and ask for a relationship, and the man will immediately say yes. Men who go their own way actually defend very simple ideas that are based on evidence, and they are far from guessing or assuming that the world is evil just because someone said so. They defend these ideas because they believe that the evidence supports them. If a man makes the decision to adhere to this philosophy, he must do so for very compelling reasons. This goes much further than believing that every woman is made of gold. Numbers like 3 and 4, along with other similar numbers, even if you think a girl is pretty, if she has bad habits, there is no point in getting close to her, putting her through all of the tests, and trying to turn her into a grateful lady. While men are sick of hearing that women need to be taken care of and deserve compassion for their past, women are becoming increasingly self-reliant and powerful in today's society. There are no financial incentives for dating or marriage in Western countries, and the entitlement mentality of the majority of today's women makes it unlikely that any intelligent man would want to make a long-term commitment to a woman. Men who choose to follow their own paths are aware of the importance of loving oneself first, but they do not act in this manner in order to attract women. In the long run, men in the MGTOW community value tranquility more than they value women, and the data and research show that if you date modern women, you won't be able to keep your tranquility for very long. Men in the MGTOW community also value women more than they value peace of mind. In the video that I have for you today, I will explain why following your own path is one of the wisest choices you'll ever have the opportunity to make. Please ensure that you click the like and subscribe buttons, as doing so is of great assistance to us. You guys are aware that honesty and taking responsibility for one's actions are the kryptonite of today's modern women. Some women may admit that they have made poor decisions, which is something that typically occurs after a history of sexual promiscuity. However, the majority of women place the blame on the environment that both sexes grow up in, as well as other factors. Self-accountability, on the other hand, is something that men need to learn either from the experiences of other men or the hard way in order to be successful. If you've dated some less desirable women in the past, going your own way as a Tao isn't about talking about women. Rather, it's about sharing your experiences with other men to help each other become better people. If you find out that another man went through the painful process of divorce and suffered financial losses as a result of it, you might think twice about making the life-altering choice to get married. MGTOW is not about hating women. Rather, it is about protecting yourself, which is one of the primary reasons why it is so effective and appealing to men in today's world. Kanye West is required to make a child support payment of $200,000 each and every month. But this is just one example of the typical financial fallout that comes with getting a divorce. There are also other regular men who don't even reach those figures who are required to pay child support, and the trust is a significant liability for those men. Imagine that despite the fact that you put in a lot of hard work to provide for your family and your wife, she one day decides that you're not good enough and asks for a divorce simply because you took on the role of the alpha male. When a person is in love, they are stuck in an endless honeymoon phase, which makes it difficult for them to see things and other people for how they really are. This does not mean that you should be cynical and resentful all the time, and that you should never trust anyone. Extremism is a path that should be avoided at all costs. Making the woman you are dating the focal point of your life is one of the worst things you can do if you are dating her. When men give up on their dreams, goals, and hobbies, they inevitably find themselves in a miserable state of mind. Because you've started going to the movies with your girlfriend, do you think you'll be able to continue hanging out with your other friends? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? The vast majority of men make the error of placing women ahead of themselves and of believing that gaining her approval is the utmost priority. Given the harsh nature of the situation, men who do their own thing would rather take action than wallow in self-pity over it. MGTOWs in particular have held the belief for a significant amount of time that women's expectations are becoming crazier and crazier, and as a result, they would rather try something else than continue attempting to please a woman who they can never please. Some women have the mindset that we want a man who already has a great life, and all we have to do is jump on board with him. This is exactly what I mean. You would prefer that we not view you as sexual objects, but rather as people. That's a valid point. But you seem to view people like us as ATMs or holiday. What was the first thing I said when you started the video? It's pretty much a given that men use money to attract women, but despise gold diggers. And it's also pretty much a given that women use their bodies to attract men, but despise it when men only want quick action. Women congregate at the finish line and make the decisions regarding the winners. Many men take this as a sign that they must become more proficient in making money in other ways and see it as a challenge. But the reality is that making such an effort to win the approval of women is a serious error. It might be cheesy and corny to say it, but love yourself first is a fantastic way to live your life. I always tell people that chasing chicks is not a good idea, and that they should instead chase a check instead. Why? Because in the event that she leaves for any reason, you will be left with nothing you could possibly want or need. This is one of the many reasons why falling in love with a woman and making her the focal point of your life is a terrible idea. MGTOW is not sexist, oppressive, or any of the other negative things that come to mind when you think of them. It can be many things, though. MGTOW is an acronym that stands for peace of mind, calm, well-defined objectives, opportunities for introspection, and much more. The assertions made by the media with regard to this philosophy practiced in the community are untrue. Because the system wants men to treat women as objects of worship, it has made it easy to find advertisements featuring attractive women wherever you go, whether it be on social media or even on the street. MGTOW is a method of self-discipline that assists men in developing into the most superior versions of themselves. Stay strong, keep growing, and work to break free. As always, I wish you great success. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Share it and leave a comment. We'll see you in the next video.